the class let me know I'm quite the reader, so I just wanted to start out by bracing everybody. First things first, I want to give some thank yous. I want to thank my teammates who have always supported me from where I started out as a freshman new to the sport who couldn't catch and throw, to where I am now as a senior new to the sport who can't catch and throw. Next, I want to thank Coach Bailey, who fit perfectly into this program from day one. You truly played an essential role to our team's success over this season, in addition to our defense's obvious growth game by game. For the team's sake, I hope we see you back next year coaching for us. I also want to thank Stone Beauty for his everlasting dedication and passion for the sport, even if it meant leaving his wife, newborn baby, and remote control kayak at home so that he could come to our practices and games. As players, I think we can all agree you are a truly rare and gifted coach who can effortlessly move a room with only your words. Next, I want to thank Coach Koss, who I can honestly say has become the best and most dedicated coach I've ever had. What makes you as a coach and this program so special is nobody, and I mean nobody, is put on a pedestal or treated differently than anybody else. Whether you're a starter or a freshman playing your first year of lacrosse, you are treated the exact same and have an equal opportunity to play. I personally know this is a fact, as we all remember the hall incident from last year, let alone the time I decided to drive to practice. While at the time being benched versus Hall for missing the bus made no sense to me, as we would end up losing that game, looking back, I think it made a massive difference in my growth as a player and as a man. It taught me that all actions have consequences and the mighty importance of setting an alarm no matter what. All jokes aside, while you never thought twice about letting me know when I mess up, like when you called me soft versus Simsbury after getting scored on and I scored the very next play. It never bothered me, because at the end of the day, I knew you did it because you cared, which as a player is all you can ask for. Speaking for the team and town in general, we are truly blessed to have you as a role model and as a coach for our high school. Last but not least, I want to thank my family. I want to thank Rami for never missing out on an opportunity to beat me up and teaching me how to take punches and to just keep going. My dad for giving me a perfect example of what humility and true hard work looks like. Then finally my mom, who has been without a doubt my biggest fan over my career. At this point, I really don't know if my athletic career coming to a storming end will be harder for me or for her to come to terms with. I legitimately could count on one hand the number of games she has missed from where I am now to where I was when I was about B-max height in first grade. I don't tell you this enough, but thank you for all the outrageous things you do for me and the constant support whether I wanted it or not. One example I would use to describe your endless dedication to me happened last year when we were about to play Notre Dame. I remember telling you that it was a big game, that the team needed me, let alone the convincing Koss was doing at his end. Instead of just telling me no, as we were about 3.5 hours away in Cape Cod on vacation, without much hesitation, you agreed to wake up at 8 in the morning and drive me back to Avon for just the one game, then once it was over, back to Cape Cod. Added up, it was probably about 7 hours of driving for the day, but hey, we won. Notre Dame K. As the road is coming to an end, it pains me that I haven't thanked you enough. So Mom, thank you, and you're the real MVP. Moving on. For you younger guys on the team, I know how many times you've heard this and how little it means at this moment, but please make the most out of what time left you have in high school. Without any exaggeration, it feels like yesterday that me and Jose were sitting in his basement in the midst of what we would later designate as the best weekend of my life when I said, screw it, why not try lacrosse? I had a few pads and my brother's old long pole lying in my garage, so I decided why not try out and get in shape for my sophomore soccer and basketball season. While I would never fully understand lacrosse, the one thing I quickly learned was if you run fast enough, they can't hit you with a big metal stick. It's safe to say this theory would end up proving true. In lacrosse, I found a sport that I could truly excel at and utilize my sick wheels with no dribbling or footwork required. In conclusion, if you take one thing from my speech today, let it be this. Time is a gift that all of us take for granted. We get so caught up in little things day by day and never stop to take things in. Before you know it, the good old days will be behind you, and there is nothing you can do about it. So make the most out of all the time we have left and live every second to its fullest. Thanks.